Well, hello, my friends. I'm here with one of my favorite people, Pam Wiese from the Nebraska Humane Society. She is the VP of PR and Marketing. Pam, thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you for asking me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and happy holidays.
And happy holidays to you too. Can you believe it? The holidays already. This year has kind of flown by, and so many things happen at the Nebraska Humane Society all year round. But let's just talk, okay, before, because you have some holiday activities coming up, but just tell us just in general, Nebraska Humane Society, what's your mission and what do you do?
Well, our mission is to provide a voice to the animals in the community and to help serve them and the pet owners that they belong to. So we do a lot. We take animals in who have no place else to go. We adopt out animals. We do stuff in between to make sure that they're healthy when they get adopted out. We also provide animal control services. So we do cruelty investigations, dog bite quarantines and containments. We work with city prosecutors and also city administrators to try to make sure that we're following the laws and upholding the laws of the cities. So we try to kind of provide a one-stop shop for everything from being able to get you pets, to keeping pets in your homes, to be able to help you with your pets, to be able to make sure that we return your pet should he be lost, to licensing your pets, which right now we're actually doing for the new year. So if you want to get it in early online, it's a great time to license your pets too.
All right. Awesome. I mean, that's a great reminder all the time about getting your pets licensed. So, well, the holidays, like we said, are coming up, or they're not even coming up. They're here. They're here. So what is happening at the Humane Society in celebration of the holidays and our animal companions?
So we've got a couple of fun activities that are coming up. Obviously, year-end giving is big for us. It's a very philanthropic time, and so we'll be doing some fun things to try to entice donors, telling great stories, giving you information about how thankful we are. So rolling all of those holidays into one big year-end kind of celebration. We do have something kind of fun right now. We have a big tree in our lobby given to us by a lovely donor, and it's lit, but it doesn't have any ornaments on it. And so we are telling people, if you want to go online, you can order an ornament, which the marketing team will put together. And we do not promise how lovely it will be, but you can decorate our tree for a $10 donation, and we can put the names of pets, the names of kids, a reasonable facsimile of your pet if you give us that information. So it's kind of fun, and it's called Decorate Our Tree. And then under the tree, we have some toys and treats and fun things for the animals. And this is something that a lot of kids really love to do. They love to, as they're shopping, pick up one or two things for shelter animals and then bring them in. So this year, you can do it in person. Last year, we had a stocking stuffer drive through where people could just drop off. This year, you can bring them in, put them under the tree. We'll have some cocoa for you. And then you can also see some animals that we'll have dressed up in finery and go around to the kennels as well and get into the cat rooms. So kiddos that have been missing seeing animals can certainly come and do that. That is going to be December 11th, and that's from 10 to noon. It's just 2 hours, but you can come in anytime and drop off presents underneath our tree and zip around and see the animals. You just will miss out on that cocoa experience.
The cocoa.
So, yeah, absolutely, which is key. And we have one other thing that's kind of fun. It was sort of a last minute decide. We used to do an event here called Purses for Paws.
Yes.
And we had some bags that were donated, and we really wanted to do what the donor wanted us to do, which is to auction them off and to help the animals. So this year we're doing that as an online auction. So you don't have to come in.
Oh my goodness.
Super easy, right? Yeah. And so that will be going up as soon as Gordon gets it up, which I know he's working on right now. And so we're thinking maybe early next week, which is actually, by the time this airs, it should be up and running.
I was going to say, this is airing on November 30th. So it'll be that November 29th, that week of.
Absolutely. And it will go through December 17th. And the information we write, we'll have a big slider at the top of our website that you can just click right on. It'll say Purses for Paws. And then there's also the donate for ornaments too. Those two things kind of rotate, and you'll be able to click on them and find the information and check out the auction. And we've got some really nice designer bags or a couple of vintage bags. And so it's kind of fun. And so you can do a little shopping for either you or somebody else, and also, enhance the lives of animals. So it's a fun way to give rather than just us continually going, please, please, please give, which we will continue to do too, because the animals are certainly worth it. But at the same time, it's kind of a fun way to get involved and to see if maybe you can, pick up a nice bag or pick up a bag for your friend.
So I have a question for you. If somebody wants to gift somebody an animal during the holidays, you people need to come in and they do the adoption, the companion test. So let's just talk a little bit about that, because people think about that around the holidays, and it's a great idea, but sometimes it's not always a great idea. You want people to be like this with their animal.
Well, and some of our animals are just absolutely fabulous in their photos. And then you get in a room with them and you think, oh my gosh, this guy is 78 pounds of love, but he is on my lap. I don't know that I can control him. I don't know if he is the best choice for me. And so meeting an animal really kind of helps you decide whether it's the right pet for you.
Yes.
So to gift an animal to someone is a lovely idea. And we have ways that you can do that. And it isn't immediate, but we definitely, if people are interested in gifting an animal to someone else, you can get a gift certificate for an adoption, and then that person can come in on their own time, figure out who's the best pet, meet them. And one of the things that you could do is, get a dog bed and a collar and a leash and put it underneath the tree, or within the holiday wrappings, and have that gift certificate in there that's good for $200 or $100 or whatever you want to do for adopting an animal. And that way the person has a chance to figure out which animal would be best for them. And maybe you think, oh my gosh, a puppy is just going to be the best thing. They love puppies, and they do love puppies, but they love them from afar. And what actually would make them much happier would be a cat that's kind of a little bit more independent and doesn't need to be potty trained, and that type of thing. So it's a great idea, and it's a lovely, lovely thing to do for someone. Absolutely, to want to give them companionship. But it's one of those things where choosing a pet is really a personal thing, and it really needs to kind of meld with you and make sure that you're the one that's bonding with it, and somebody else isn't, like, oh, well, I got this guy for you, and you're like, oh, that wasn't really what I would have chosen. So a gift certificate, we definitely can do that. We can put that down, and we can get that set for someone who wants to do an adoption, or you can trundle somebody down to the shelter yourself. If you see something like, oh my gosh, I think this dog will be great for you, bring them on in, see if we can't get that adoption done that day with them meeting the animal. And then that's another way to do it.
Well, we've got like 1 minute left. So we've got a couple more questions. So we talked briefly, how are adoptions going? You were kind of comparing them to last year, 2021. So tell us a little bit about that.
We reopened in person in, I think it was June, and then masked in July. So we're on track to beat what we did last year. We're not on track pre-pandemic, where we had a lot more animals coming into the shelter too. I think it's just the world's slowly still trying to get back to normal. And so we haven't had as many animals come in, but percentage-wise, we're still getting as many animals out as we possibly can. And I think we just hit 7,000 adoptions for this year, and last year we did like 76. So we're right on track to do the same number: dogs, cats, and critters. We still have plenty of available animals. All of them are on our website, so you can check them out at nehumanesociety.org/adopt. Dogs, cats, critters, all of them are listed with photos, and so you can kind of see what we have available. If there's someone you're interested in, you can even fill out an application online rather than having to come into the shelter to do that. It gets submitted, we send you back a link, and you can get in line from home even. So we're trying to do pandemic, but still get you in here in order to be able to meet the animal before you take it home.
Yeah. So for those who, I don't need to adopt any more animals. I have 3 amazing kitties that I've, adopted. But what is your wish list? If people want to contribute to you, obviously financially is a great way, but are there other things people can do to, the holiday season to contribute to you, not just now, but all year round?
Absolutely. We actually have a wish list on Amazon and one on Chewy. So as people do their online shopping, you definitely can pick up some toys or add on a little, cat supplies or dog supplies, that type of thing. And we have everything from Vienna sausages and canned chicken to toys and treats. So it's a wide variety. And those two wish lists are on those online shopping experiences. And then if you do Amazon, if you just add us in as your Amazon Smile recipient, Amazon doesn't charge you anymore, but gives us some donation for every time somebody shops with the Amazon Smile for NHS. So
Right.
it's a great way to help out the animals year round without even really thinking about it.
Yeah.
And the wish list is on our website as well. And both of those links to those two wish lists that are electronic are also online on our website underneath ways to donate. So it's definitely a way that you can help out the animals year round. You certainly can bring items in anytime you want to. If you have blankets and towels, if you have things that you think animals could use that you can no longer use, we'll take them.
Awesome. All right, last question. Fundraiser. So this last year, or 2021, was it Dining with Dogs, the fundraiser?
It was.
And then, so, yeah, I know. Oh, well, I should know that. And then, so in 2022, Black Tie and Tails will
Black
happen.
Tie and Tails. And we pushed it back a little bit. It used to be in April. I believe it's going to be in June this year,
Okay.
but we will be doing Black Tie and Tails, our gala, in June, and it's going to be at a View on West Shores. So it's the new, like a View on State, but a new one.
Cool.
Dining with Dogs was fabulous. And so we hope that we get the same type of crowd for Black Tie and Tails coming up in June of 2022.
Yeah, one of my favorite events. So Pam, thank you so much for joining me today. And folks, visit the website, Nebraska, NE Nebraska.
And yeah, NE, the letters, humanesociety.org.
Okay, perfect. Go there and find out how you can either adopt a pet or support the Humane Society. So Pam, again, thank you so much.
Andy, thank you, and have a fabulous holiday.
Well, hello, my friends. I am here with James Syme. He is the current, just got into the role of the president and CEO of Child Saving Institute. James, first of all, congratulations on the new position, and thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, Andy, thanks so much for having me, and thank you for the congratulations. I'm excited to join Child Saving Institute, and I'm really excited to share a little bit with you more today.
Yeah, so let's just talk about the mission for those who might not be familiar or need a little reminder. What Child Saving Institute? What is the mission and the goal?
Yeah, so yeah, Child Saving Institute, and I'm still getting up to speed on all the history, right? So 129 years of serving the Omaha metro area, and the mission really is quite simple but very complex. How it plays out in the work is responding to the cry of a child. So that goes back to Reverend Clark and seeing children who needed support and kind of taking them in, and over the last 129 years, how we respond to the cry of a child has changed based on what the community needs. But really, that's the core essence: responding and supporting children, youth, teens. The mission has expanded up the age range. We'll serve youth up to 24, and we are supporting whole families now, but the mission kind of remains at the heart, responding to the cry of a child.
Yeah. So, I want to talk more specifically with you about kind of the holidays, because people, are looking at how they can give back to different nonprofit organizations like Child Saving Institute. But before we go there, what are some of the programs that you have in place?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have like 5 core areas. So we have our early childhood education centers, of which we have 2 in the metro area, child welfare program, prevention services, juvenile justice programs, and our mental health programs. And so there's 15 total programs and services we offer under those 5 larger umbrellas. And, our mental health services, for example, we have 7 therapists, we have an APRN. Those services are all provided out of our 4545 Dodge location. And I think it's one of our best kept secrets. We've really grown that program over the years. There's going to be more investments in growing that program in 2022.
Yeah.
Because, I think the pandemic has highlighted a lot of needs, and early childhood being one, but mental health also being another one, making sure that we're looking out for our neighbors and caring for our young people. And we are just so happy to provide that service and many others in the community.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so important. And again, people want to support Child Saving Institute. And one of the ways, which you have coming up for the holidays, is called Substitute Santa. And there's need all year round, but let's just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And preparing for this opportunity, I was doing some research on the library's historical records, and actually, Reverend Clark's first request that went out in the World Herald to support children around the holidays was, that I could find, right, I could be missing something, was 1898.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, calling for he wanted 40 pounds of candy, which I can appreciate, a barrel of apples, some nuts for the children, and toys. And I think, we're doing the 2021 version of that. So obviously hats, gloves, mittens, those items that we all kind of tuck away in our closet and forget about. And then November comes around and you're like, where are those things? And we know for kids and families who may not have the financial means, who may be outgrowing boots, hats, gloves, and mittens every year, that the financial toll to do that stuff becomes a heavy burden. And then, children and toys, that's kind of the joy and excitement to see a child play with a new favorite toy. So we do those types of things as well. And so our Substitute Santa program is going to impact over 600 local children and families. Those are kids that are either directly being served or kind of they're involved in a family unit of a program or service that CSI is touching.
Sure.
So it's a tremendous impact. And we're doing a drive December 8th through 10th from 9 to 3 p.m. And if people want more information, our website's a great way to find that. Social media is a great way to find that.
Yeah, because I'm actually I'm looking at you here, but I've got my laptop over here. I'm on your website as well. So and it's childsaving.org. There's lots of information about Substitute Santa. But let's talk a little bit. So how can other people support you during the holidays? Because that's 2 days, but obviously, people are always wanting to give either financially or drop things off or wish list. So let's just talk about outside of those 2 days, how can people help you?
Absolutely. And our website's a great place to go to look at, the threads of our program. And I always say this is, I know sometimes finances are tough for people, but one thing you can do is become an advocate for the work that we're doing. And the best way to become an advocate is to learn a little bit more about the programs and services we're providing and how those children and families kind of look. And so that's a real easy thing to pop on the website and learn a little bit more. And if you have questions, to reach out and ask. But obviously the need goes beyond toys, 40 pounds of candy back in Reverend Clark's day. And we're providing services and support 365 days a year. We have Amazon wish lists up. Our Share Omaha page is updated about general unique needs. We have a closet where we provide diapers and supports for families we're serving in the community. So there are so many ways that people can get involved with our work and make it meaningful and impactful to them. And I think that's the beautiful opportunity is it doesn't have to be this forced thing. If it's not Substitute Santa, there's probably some sort of thread that would mean a lot to you and your family. And you just take some time and explore a little bit. And if you have questions, reach out and our team will respond, and hopefully we can find a way to connect.
Yeah. Well, James, again, thank you so much for joining me. Again, congratulations. I mean, Child Saving Institute, just from my perspective, doing what I've been doing for over 30 years, has seen this organization and the needs of it expand and grow, because, you know, as time goes on, there are so many needs change and they actually potentially get bigger. And Child Saving Institute is such an important organization to the community and those that you serve, that the organization serves. So again, thanks for taking the time and coming on and chatting with me today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me and providing the opportunity to talk a little bit about Child Saving Institute.
Well, I am so excited to be here with Marty Smith. He is the executive director of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, Omaha. Marty, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you, Andy. It's a privilege.
Well, let's just first talk about what is, tell us about the organization and what do you do and who do you serve?
Okay, actually, it's a 200-year-old organization that started in Paris in 1833. And it was designed by college students at the Sorbonne to help people who lived in the slums not too far away, just to kind of deal with life as they saw it. And it grew very rapidly. It's based on the spirituality of St. Vincent de Paul, who was a parish priest 400 years ago in Paris. Started an order of nuns, and one of those nuns was the mentor for these kids. Like I said, it came to the US in 1845. They got to Omaha in 1868. So by the time it was a 20-year-old organization, it was in 200 cities on 2 continents. So it really grew quickly. As I said, been in Omaha. Now we're based in parishes, Catholic parishes. There are 30 groups in 30 different parishes around the city. Each group recruits from their parish, collects money from their parish, and hands it out to the people who live within the boundaries of that parish, whether they belong to the parish or are Catholic, doesn't matter. So basically, that's what we do. We provide financial assistance and hopefully some direction into how else you could improve your lot, trying to get them connected with professionals who can help with jobs or whatever. So that's kind of the basic principle. In 2018, we moved our offices to Holy Family, which is a church on 17th Izzard. And they had for 30 years been doing outreach to the homeless, both sack lunches and clothing, and a street outreach where they would take a van around and bring food and clothing to people around the city as well. When we moved in, it became apparent that the parish was going to merge with another parish, the chancery asked us to continue those. So now we do have an active homeless ministry as well. So we have a main pantry at 21st and Leavenworth, which serves a lot of people food. We have 5 thrift stores in town. These are kind of typical Vincent de Paul ministries, or works as we call them. So all of our activities are designed by volunteers to help people get over the hump, to save money and to kind of use their resources as best they can. And then ideally to help direct them to some professionals who can help solve the deeper problems.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to just kind of talk about your thrift stores, because that's a way, first of all, that people can contribute and give items, but also those that are in need can come and buy. One just recently, I think within the year, opened up close to where I'm at. It's 123rd in Center.
Yeah, we opened it July 15th.
Okay.
We're right between Burlington and TJ Maxx. It's the biggest store.
Yeah.
But it provides great value for people. We have a full-time staff of 4 or 5 people, but we also, if people want to volunteer to work at that store or any of our stores, that is an ideal way to help people, just to be a greeter and to help people kind of find their way around.
Yeah.
And as you said, donations are always gratefully accepted. Everything, we don't take mattresses because of the bed bug issue, but furniture, clothing, housewares, you name it, electronics, whatever people would like to clear out, we would love to pick up.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that will be done on the website.
yep. And yeah, and your website, because it's svdpomaha.com is where people
Correct.
find all kinds of really great information.
Yep.
And also, as we get into the holiday season, and again, these are these holiday conversations that I'm love having with nonprofits. First of all, the need is all year round, but
Absolutely.
how can people, what are things, people a lot of times are thinking about giving back, contributing around this time of year. So how can people support you and contribute to you?
Well, the two sort of events that we're having upcoming are the shared Giving Tuesday.
Yep. Yeah.
To donate. That's kind of an obvious one. WOWT has been a wonderful partner as well as Methodist Hospital with the Stuff the Bus program. That's December 2nd, I think, a Thursday. From 5 in the morning until 6 p.m., people can donate food, money, or toys, since it's the Christmas season, and all of that will go directly to people who need it. The other thing you could do is volunteer at one of our stores. I really do want to emphasize that because it's a wonderful way to, volunteering is even more important when you actually meet the people you're helping.
Yeah.
And I think being at the store and being a greeter, being helpful in that way is powerful. And I would like to say as well that we have a program for any volunteer hour, we will give $8 credit to the nonprofit of your choice. So if you belong to a school or a parish or an organization that does help families, and you have 10 kids who come and work for an hour, that's $80 of credit that your organization can then have some family come and take advantage of it at any of our stores.
Oh my gosh.
Volunteering at the stores is huge.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, I like to push that message out all year round because what a great opportunity for high school students or any of us to be able to, first of all, support your organization, but then also give back to other organizations. That's win-win all the way around.
Yeah, and the key to it is that you also then interact with the people you're helping in some way. And it's not really help, it's just kind of, we're in this together, and it really does come to that.
Yes. Well, we've got about 1 minute left, so let's just chat. Anything else? We've got Stuff the Bus on December 2nd. Encouraging people to volunteer. Anything else, Marty, that you want to kind of put out there before we end this wonderful conversation?
Well, I just, people are overwhelmed sometimes at the impact of COVID or just the dysfunction in the political arena or whatever. If you focus on helping an individual, and not just helping, but connecting with an individual, talking to them, sharing stories, that goes a long way. My favorite quote is a woman who was standing outside shoeless at our pantry, and she said, when you guys gave me shoes, my life went from impossible to possible.
Wow.
And I just, that personal connection is what does that.
Yeah.
People get from impossible to possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And also asking that's the question, what else is possible by you showing up and, oh, wow. Beautiful. Well, Marty, thank you so much for chatting with me today. And again, I look forward to talking to you again in 2022, but encourage everybody to volunteer.
Keep us in mind. Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you, Andy.